You are all in for a treat. This is our second games room tour in the matter of a week. If you remember, last few days on Thursday, we were at Alan's house, Happy Pin's house, and we saw his marvellous collection and what a great host he was. Only a couple of days later, myself and Spencer, who's holding the camera at the moment, find ourselves at John's house, who invited us over for a curry, for some beers, and a good old pinball session, and we took him up on that. So we thought we'd show you his collection. Now, this may seem familiar to many of you because our first video in this series was at John's house here, but myself and Spencer thought he's changed so many of the games in his collection, why not have another look round? And it is always good to be a little bit nosy and have a sneaky peek at other people's pinball machines. So we thought you'd like it. Come and have a look. For those of you that have been on this channel for a while, you'll recognise that Fishtails. A lot of these games have been workshopped by Chris B Pinballs, Super Mint restorations, and hopefully the camera will pick up just how sort of gleaming and gorgeous these games are. Carl joined us last night, myself, John Spencer and Carl. He had his first game on Fishtails, Spencer.
He did, and he posted actually pretty impressive score first time out.
He did. I mean, it's lovely. It's such a lovely game. You love this game anyway, don't you?
I think it's amazing. It's obviously you lent me one of these and I had it in my house for a good few weeks, in fact, probably a couple of months. And it was really, really an eye opener to see one in this immaculate condition. I don't know whether the camera's really picking this up, but this machine absolutely gleams.
It does gleam. It's sparkly.
All the wire forms are highly polished. All the plastics are super clean. It's probably better than it came out of the factory, I'll be honest.
Oh, I've no doubt about that. Next to it, I'm sort of semi in love with this machine. Circus Voltaire. I love all this guy's games, I really do. So let's deal with his Bally Williams games, which are obviously Circus Voltaire, World Cup Soccer, Tales of the Arabian Nights, and of course the Etcher Magic, Spencer's old favourite there. There's just something about them. This is a gorgeous, a beautiful game, and it's not the toughest game in the world, but there's just so much going on here. Again, this is another gorgeous example. Everything is gleaming, everything is sparkling. These are super mint restorations that Chris does on these games, and this was probably my second most played game last night. And you like this one, obviously, Spence?
I do. I particularly love the screen at the back there.
Yeah.
I think the camera's picking that up quite nicely. It's an unusual machine for anybody that doesn't know. It's got they're having a DMD on the back glass. The DMD is on the playfield, and do you know what? It really, really, really works. I like it. I think it's a great idea. It's not just a novelty. It's a novelty that seems to actually do a decent job.
Yes, it's just easier to keep your eye line there, isn't it? To move up.
Nice
Now the thing is with this game, if you don't know it, the back box has got a catapult here, and this ball slings over into here and spins this wheel. So that's actually a mode, a feature in the game. Lovely, great call outs, just a beautiful. There's not too many more beautiful games than this. It's up there with the best looking. Wizard of Oz, I think, is a beautiful looking game. This one, I think, Tales of the Arabian Nights as well. Some just beautiful, aren't they? But all of the games here are in tip top condition.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't even think that if you got a new in-box pinball tomorrow and got it delivered and put it next to any of these machines, you'd be hard pushed to tell the difference.
Yes,
they are. I mean, this Circus Voltaire is gleaming. You've almost got to wear sunglasses. It's that shiny.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Your first game on Indiana Jones yesterday, Spence?
It was indeed. I enjoyed it. It's a great little machine.
Yeah.
I would say, certainly for me, it's not my favourite machine. I know a lot of people like this one. Personally speaking, I think there's a lot of the playfield. I think the playfield's too far down for me. I like a little bit of distance between flipper and ramps.
Yes, it's very populated, but what I would say, and you're right, it's a wide body, so there's a lot of space there.
There's a lot of real estate there, isn't there?
Yeah, and of course this is made by Steve Ritchie's brother.
Steve Ritchie. Now that's Lionel, isn't it?
It is indeed. Hello, yeah, it's made by Lionel Ritchie's brother, Steve Ritchie. No, it's made by Steve Ritchie's brother, Lionel Ritchie.
Lionel Ritchie.
Oh
yes.
Dear. Yeah, you liked it?
I did like it. Like I say, it's not my favourite game. Would I buy one? Probably not. I mean, compared with these other machines here, it's not a poor relation, but it's we're just spoilt for choice.
Yeah, here. It's in tip-top condition. I mean, that is, so
I thought you were just pleased to see me.
that's right. But it's beautiful. It's pristine. A lot of these are brand new playfields. I think all of them are new playfields actually. But it is clean. There is attention to detail with it, which you're going to see very much in the next one along as well, where there's stuff that's chromed on these games that you wouldn't think could be chromed. If it ain't nailed down, actually, even if it's screwed down, we'll still chrome it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Whitewater.
Well, Icewater.
Slush Puppy. Slush Puppy edition.
It is. This is the Slush Puppy of Ballywilliams.
Yeah, go on, have a look at that. Get that camera over there. There's so much to see.
So we've got a topper up there, obviously on the top as you would expect.
So you don't want on the bottom, do you?
Clues in the name. Yeah, you wouldn't want a bottom.
No, we're very lucky because in the matter of about 3 days, I've seen the two best Whitewaters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Got the chance to play Alan's wonderful restoration. Now he's got the original theme with the brown boulders and the Bigfoot. This is the edition with the icebergs, not lettuces, and the Yeti. So it wouldn't have the same effect. It just had a load of lettuce.
Why did you go for lettuce? That was a really bizarre.
Well, iceberg lettuce. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got a Savoy cabbage. We got a midget gem. We got a bit of iceberg up there as well. And a little bit of rocket down the bottom.
Of course.
Spencer, we played this a lot last night.
Well, it was quite amusing. We've got a whole room full of pinballs here. We've got a huge selection of pinballs. And I think at about 1:30 last night,
1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning. John went to bed and said to us, "Oh, you can stay up. You won't disturb anyone." Well, we switched all the other machines off.
Yeah.
The one machine that was left running, we got onto a bit of a mission with this one, and we played this for quite some significant time.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, let me just take that. Why don't you, Spencer, have a quick game of this one? We'll only do it on this one.
Right. Okay. I'm going to take the
take the glasses off. I don't know how much we'll get, but
it is
because of the glass. But just a quick game, and you're playing, so it probably will be a quick game.
Thank you. Do something half decent with this. The answer to that is no. There's the man himself.
The adorable snowman.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to say, look, if you might be able to see those outlane guides. They're chromed as well. Everything is chromed.
Everything is chromed on this. I'm surprised, just stood here, that I haven't been chromed.
Well, you probably deserve to be chromed.
Thank you. It's quite an unusual. Apparently, I thought these were sprayed. I thought this was an original machine that had been sprayed, but apparently these white plastics are available on a short production run. I can't remember the name of the company that does them now.
Short Plastics Incorporated, I think.
Well, there you go. A man with the knowledge.
Not really. I just made it up. Don't try. You won't find them.
do love the little whistle he gives, just to warn you that the ball's coming out.
Sorry, back the little balls.
Oh, hello.
I've moved over this side so as we can see it going down the loopy left-handed ramp, but you aren't going to hit it now.
Yeah, of course I will. Oh, hello. Now the pressure's on.
Well, we've had enough practice at this game.
We did spend a huge amount of time.
So this was the most played game.
Oh, I've got a
Multi-ball.
And I've missed every single one of them now.
Now the thing about the multi-ball on here is that it lasts very long.
You're in an interesting position with this multi-ball because whilst you've got everything happening at the lower end of the playfield,
It says shoot no. Did you see that? It says shoot no way out to restart multi-ball.
Oh, there you go. Whilst you've got a lot going on at the bottom of the playfield there, you've still got to really concentrate on this top end of the playfield. And it's a bit like trying to sort of pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. You're very much torn between saving the balls down here and trying to actually get the jackpot up here. It's really, really, really tricky. It's one of those games where games don't last a huge amount of time. When they do, they're very, very rewarding. Right, got my 5 times playfield bonus. Oh, and I've drained it. There you go, straight away.
Well, there you go. But that's a lovely, lovely game. We absolutely loved that, and I've got to thank Alan for sort of getting me hooked a little bit a couple of days ago. This is something we're really looking forward to featuring more on the channel. Over to a game which I don't want to say too much about it because we've got a video on the channel already recorded to go up live very soon. But this is the CGC version of Medieval Madness. That screen,
look at the screen and look at the topper as well. That is again on top.
It's on top.
There's a man here with a very dangerous looking pigeon.
Oh, that pigeon makes me hungry. Yeah, I'm in CGC. Medieval Madness.
What can you say? Yeah, it's an incredibly good version of the game.
Yeah, it really is. And so I've got the original at home at the moment, kindly loaned to me by Matt Vince. It's it just really is a really good replica of it. I mean, just does look the same. Obviously, with the exception of the big screen and stuff like that, it just looks like a brand new version of that. It's absolutely fantastic.
I'm always impressed by Chicago Gaming Company's attention to detail with these remakes. I didn't even clock that it was a remake last night. I came in. There's so many machines in here. It's you don't tend to focus on one machine until you actually go to play it. Like the dragon on here, the dragon is a fantastic detail. Very, very nicely done. Is that standard?
Yeah.
That comes.
Well, I say standard. It's on the one I've got at my house.
It's great. I love what they do with these older Bally Williams machines. I'm really looking forward to my Cactus Canyon, which apparently they put a Facebook post up. I think it was yesterday. They said they're shipping them. So with any luck, you never know. Watch this space. I might be unboxing a Cactus Canyon at some point in the not too distant future.
Right, you go that way.
Right. Okay. I'll go
because
this way.
You'll recognise this.
Oh yes.
Again, we won't spend any time on this at all. That's you tell us, Spence.
Oh, this is Aerosmith. Obviously, we've all got Aerosmiths.
Who said they were rare?
John's got one. Chris has got one. I've got one.
Them.
We've all got them. No, this is Chris's Aerosmith, and he's lent this to John. As John's lending him machines as well. What's John lending you?
X-Men and Champion Pub, which I'm really excited.
Champion
you
Pub
are. Once you've done with Godzilla, you're going to get Champion Pub, aren't you? And so we're lucky. We're blessed. So John hadn't played it. Never mind anything else. So I said to John, you know what? He's been very good to me, John. Just let me many machines. So yeah, I said, you know what, you take Aerosmith and gives us a chance to swap up the collection and learn some new games before Christmas. And
Very much so.
And obviously, Alan's lent me World Cup Soccer as well. So and Keith has lent me Dolly Parton. So we got basically four new games in the house. Fantastic.
Very, very good indeed. John's first impression of this, I think he really liked it. He certainly engaged with it. And last night we did a lot of four-player games in here, and then towards the end of the evening, we went off and
got
had
fed up with each other.
We went off and had some solo games, and he gravitated straight towards this. I mean, he seemed to really get on with it. Great 6-ball multi-ball on this as well.
Yeah.
He gambled his way up to a 6-ball multi-ball, and then found it was a little bit more hectic than he thought.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? Let's be fair.
There's 6 lots of things going on, but yeah, it was a bit of a hectic multi-ball. I like it an awful lot. Right, let me grab the camera off you, and you can have a little chat about what you thought about Walking Dead.
This is The Walking Dead.
I'm glad.
Do you want me to say any more?
Well, no, I think we've covered Walking Dead.
Okay, well, let's move on to Ghost now. This is... I've got to say I'm tempted. I'm tempted. It's difficult. It's brutal. It's got some really terrible geometry on it. That was myself, Spencer and John at about 1:30 this morning.
Yeah, I'm on the right.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. It's infuriating. But I want to learn the code. I want to learn more about it. And a few of you many of you will know, many of you won't. I had this game for 24 hours, and that's another story in itself. There is a rule towards the top 50 when we start this series, and I'll keep talking about it. It's coming. It's very sad. I had to do a lot of prep work for it. One of the rules to the top 50 is it has to have lived at my house. The reason for that is that I don't feel it's fair to appraise a game that you haven't learned. So I can't really appraise this yet, even though technically it's been at my house. So again, John has very kindly offered during the next round of loans. I think loans is the way to go. There's lots of us sort of loaning games to each other at the moment, which, given the prices of everything, why not? It's the way to do it. Or hire a game is another really good option. So it's going to give me the chance to play this at home and learn it. I think if it was my only machine, it'd infuriate the hell out of me, because it can be, cruel. I think it can be a little bit unjust. But I think it's lovely. I love the look at it. I know people hate it. I love this. It's zombies. I don't mind it as sort of rotting flesh and intestines and stuff like that. I don't mind at all. The only thing I do take offence with is this dude who's just here. You know what he's called, Spence?
No, I don't. What's his name?
He's called the Well Walker. And I've got 2 issues with that. Number 1, he doesn't look particularly well.
He's
and number
not
2,
well.
he can't walk.
He's a legless sick walker.
He is. But aside from that...
Yeah, I have to say, I'm going to say something contentious here. I hate this game.
Well, as many do. You're not contentious. I think it might be called a Marmite game, Spence.
It is very much a Marmite game. But for me, it wasn't the theme that I found I didn't like. I think yesterday we uncovered quite a few geometry issues with it. It does do an awful lot of draining off ramps.
Okay,
and I think I would find that really annoying.
Yeah, there's every game has the capacity to do this.
Yes.
As far as this has 4, doesn't quite make it up the ramp, rolls back down, goes between the flippers. Mm-hmm. Hit this building here, which is obviously the prison. The magnet grabs it, magnet chuck it straight down between the flippers. The ball can roll down past the unwell non-walker and go down here and go between the flippers, or sometimes it can go a little bit up here, roll back down and go between the flippers. So there's four ways that it can drain straight down the middle, which is... But look, we'll deal with that. I don't want to go into too much detail because we will be reviewing it. Despite all of those faults and the flaws, which I do think are design flaws, Lyman Sheets did the code, and I think he's really, really managed to sort of patch that up and rectify so much of it with the code. And I'm really keen to learn that game. Here's another game that was at my house. John lent me this before. It didn't have the big whopping, beautiful, lovely screen.
It's got a huge screen on that. And again, you didn't have this topper.
No, don't hold it there for too long so we get a copyright strike. It's film footage.
Oh, yeah, of course. I keep on forgetting about that.
No, it's right. We had to turn Star Wars Episode 1 off a minute ago.
Oh, God, it burst into Star Wars theme music. And that was going to be the end of the video.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had this. Again, you've not seen the video yet, which, again, we've got it. It's actually on the channel, ready to release, isn't it? We've got to get a game of doubles on this, Spencer, haven't we?
To release. I had a really good game on it last night, actually. I had two goes at it. Only 800 million, but I think the high score on this one is 2.3. So looking at that, it wasn't a bad little run.
It's packed. This game is, isn't it? Packed. But in a good way. There's so many things on there. A game that gets a lot of stick, not without its faults. There's two things that really annoy me on here. Again, we'll deal with it in the individual video itself. But there's a lot of good stuff as well. Some really great ramps, great loops as well. I like it, and it's a great looking game. It is
stunning. A fabulous looking game.
Stunning. Well, on this game, I've got to say, it's a cheap game, which means you get a lot of bang for your buck.
You do get a lot of bang for your buck. Now, this was a bit of a surprise for us because I've never seen one of these and certainly never played one before. I didn't really know what to expect from it because it's a bit of a curveball. Now, I think obviously in America, where hunting is a bit more prevalent, it's sort of not potentially as contentious as it may be viewed in the UK. I think that's safe to say. Anything that involves hunting is... We don't really sort of involve ourselves with that sort of thing very much in the UK. There's certainly a culture of it in America, and I think this game's probably bigger in America than it is here.
Sure. Well, as Carl was explaining yesterday, it's actually an arcade game, and there's but I think when the build up to Christmas time, it looks a little bit like Rudolph.
It does. Which makes me sad. It could be decorated to look a bit more Christmassy.
Stick a red notes on it. I think what I would say about this is I only played one game on it last night. This was better, much better than I thought. I wasn't expecting. Should I have a little quickie? I don't know anything. I've played one game on it.
For anybody that
but the shots it feels really good as well. I love the flip. The flippers feel really good on here.
Well, I went back to this later on in the evening and had a couple of solo games on it. And I really got quite far into it.
There we go. It didn't do that at all last night. It's just typical. We get the camera rolling. I don't know what the skill shot is or anything. I can't tell you anything about this game at all. But I quite liked it. Doing terribly, aren't I?
Welcome to my world. As soon as the camera starts rolling, you get a piece.
I only want to hit the ramp.
Well, there's also you want to hit the buck, really.
I do want to hit the buck for the purposes of the video.
So,
there's the ramp.
I don't know whether you're picking this up, but there's a wild animal that runs across the playfield that you have to hit.
It's Rudolph. It's very sort of American-y music, isn't it?
Very much so. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of game with a lot of buck for not much dough, which has got to be good, really.
Yeah, well, you don't want to buy something if it's too dear.
No.
Oh damn it! I've actually missed it. Then stay there. There you go.
I think if I wanted a game from my games room that was a bit of a crowd pleaser. Something to have a...
Oh, not if you had any vegans coming round.
No, but to have a few beers with some mates and to have some sort of casual games on pinball, this would be a pretty good choice.
There's some good shots. I think if you just saw that orbit, it felt good, you know.
Yeah. One more to go. And it's a simple enough game for...
Oh, blimey, did you see that? I just saw that. That ram double scoring. Really... sort of kicked it back very quickly there. I think I'm the last ball anyway, so we'll be quite nice.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's a very simple to understand game.
Oh, hello, I've got a multi-ball.
done.
Oh, there's more. So I don't know what it wants me to do here.
Hit the deer, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's your jackpot.
It keeps moving. Once it stays still.
Well, because you're shooting at it.
Oh, then it keeps adding more by 3. It's in great condition as well, by the way, this game.
It is.
It's really shiny. It's all the games are in great condition. Oh, you dipstick. Oh, hey!
Lucky.
Yeah.
Go on, get him.
I'm trying to. There he is. Oh dear. There we go.
Yourself a
I got,
critter.
yeah. Yes. There you go. Yes, a hunting game with lots of shotgun cartridge shells. Not real ones, of course.
No, not real ones.
No, we would. That would be bad. And that wouldn't fit with our elk and safety policy, would it, Spence?
Oh dear, oh dear.
You're not going to believe this, Spence.
What's that?
Well, believe it or not, this is a Ripley's.
Is it? I don't believe it.
I didn't like it.
I have to say, I do agree with you. I wasn't keen. There's nothing wrong with it, but certainly for me, there wasn't an awful lot of immediate appeal. It could be a game that grows on you. I don't know.
I'm sure it was.
You'd have to spend some quality time with it, but it's very difficult with a room full of great games like this. It doesn't take much for a game to drop off that your centre of your attention, and this one has for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's the second worst game in the room, I'd imagine. For me, anyway. It's the shots. The shots aren't great, and the theme's all over the place. There's one thing we know, Spencer. I don't like a theme that's all over the place.
No. It's funny actually, because when I first saw this machine, if you glance at it quickly, it got a very similar layout, I thought, to Twilight Zone.
Exactly, which is another game.
That's
all over the place.
That's another reason why you hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate Twilight Zone, but yeah, not for me. We're blessed with so many games, just pinball machines that have been made. So anyway, I can already see your cameras zoomed in on.
Well, yeah. I'm just going to have a little look. Oh yes, there she is.
You look at the eyeballs. I know the double trouble.
Of course, yeah.
This is first time we ever played Scared Stiff was last night.
It was.
I love it. We both love it.
I've seen it many, many times, but I've never been in the right place at the right time to sit down and have some quality time and actually get the game in.
I didn't know the back box did that.
This, I have to say, I would go as far as to say that is possibly the best back box in pinball.
It's actually spinning. You can see the camera because it's picking
I'm
that
just
up.
going to take a slight angle at it so we don't get reflections. I don't know whether you're picking this up, but it's got a real 3D look. It's been layered. You've got the glass and 2 other layers behind it. Then you've got a spinning spider there that's used during the game to select various modes or various bonuses. And it translates really, really well. It's a very simple mechanism, but it's incredibly effective.
Yeah, and the whole game is great. The shots are easy, I'll tell you that now. But it's brilliant. It's so full of humour. This is just one of those games that's escaped me and is amazing. I think it's a brilliant game.
And also, I think there's a couple of mods on here. I do love the skulls at the back there with the flashing light.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. But I will have to say, it's very easy to fall in love with these games when they're in this condition.
Sure. And I did it the wrong way around. I did Elvira's House of Horrors,
yes.
which I loved, but obviously but Elvira House of Horrors has references to this, but obviously for me it's the other way around. I'm seeing references, from this that are in that. Obviously this one was made first. I totally get it, but I love it. I think because of that, because I've got that love for Elvira, not the lady and the pinball machine.
I was about to say. How could you not love Elvira?
And she says naughty things when you're playing the game. She does.
She's full of humour.
Yes.
She's full of humour.
Can we have a look at the twanger?
We can have a look at the
right,
twanger.
okay. So here's the great thing about this. Even though you're turning it, the eyeball stays there. And what I must do, Spencer, would you mind if I...
Give it a twang.
That's a very... that's a really soft twang.
There's not much effort in that twang.
No, because if we could just move to Ripley's... I think you'll see the difference here. Can you see?
I think the hardest twanger in here is Whitewater.
Yeah, I'm almost breaking my arm on that. Whereas this one, back to this twanger.
It's a very soft twang.
Boing.
Are we going to do a full will it twang at some point?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. And obviously John has got a Deadpool.
Yeah, poor lad. Never mind.
Which, as you'll know, is one of the finest games ever made. Lovely pro version. It's got lovely sparkle, lovely powder coat with a sparkle in it. Really. Well, what can I say? You don't need me to go on about.
No, please don't go on about Deadpool.
Okay. I'll say no more. There's plenty of Deadpool on the channel. You don't need to see that. Getting to the last couple of games now.
Right.
This is Dialed In. Spencer, you played Dialed In.
I did play Dialed In. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but for me, it's lacked a certain personality.
Yep. Okay.
I do like a game with personality, and this felt, dare I say it, a little bit cold and a little bit. It just didn't have anything that drew me in and made me want to engage with it, and that's just down to me. It's not really a reflection on the game. It's just my personal view of how I felt about it. A lot of these games in here, you feel a connection with, and you want to play them. This I tried, had a couple of games on it, and I just really didn't get it.
Well, again, for me, the theme's all over the place. I'll tell you a funny story. So I'm dyslexic. I just want to zoom in on this. What do you think I thought that said when I first read it?
I have no idea.
The bottom letter. The bottom word, sorry.
Well, I can only look at it as theatre.
Okay, I thought it said quantum reality heater.
That's nice.
I just don't get this. It's obscure. This is obscure. Why would you have a mobile phone, a mechanic, some sort of station there, a spider, some drones, and a heater?
I don't get it either.
And I can only shudder to think, with the energy prices they are, how much it is to run that quantum reality heater.
Well, maybe a quantum reality heater's cheaper than a radiator. Cheaper than a gas heater.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a game I like, and I've been played it in tournaments twice, been drawn on it twice.
Have you?
They're terrible.
I had no idea.
Just terrible. I don't really know what's going on, and I need the theme to help me. The theme is my guide through the game. And like with the Whitewater, you get in the rafts and you're moving up, or whatever, Circus Voltaire. I get it. The juggler, the trapeze. All the stuff on it. It makes sense. That helps guide you through the game. Even the big buck hunter, you're going to get there. There's a series of animals to kill. Okay. There you go. I decided that, and I like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. I do like it. Oh my word!
Sorry, that's tickled me.
I guess why not? Why you look at the Walking Dead, which is, but I don't know. Just big buck hunter seems a little bit more real. Who did it? I'm looking forward to Stern's Genocide Pinball next year. Actually, we won't go with that. Let's leave it. It's just weird, isn't it? Anyway,
it is.
But no, the theme helped. Fishtails is a great one. You know,
It's
you're
got
catching
humour,
a fish.
it's got fun.
But it
This I
guides you.
found-
The rules guide you. This I don't. Why would you get a drone? I just don't know. It's all too confusing. So I find you're having to learn the theme as well as the game.
Well, I same as Ripley's. It doesn't really reach out to me on that fun sort of level, that having any personality.
Let me take the camera off you, Spence. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Right. So, having looked around this fine pin room, Spence. Your favourite game, please, sir.
My favourite game.
That's what I just said.
My favourite game.
Yes, your favourite game. Hard work, isn't it?
I'm gonna give you two favourite games for two very good reasons. If I had to choose one on looks alone, all day long, this Circus Voltaire. I cannot overemphasise just how stunning this is. It makes you want to put sunglasses on, like I said before. For playing, I think it would be the Whitewater. It would be the Whitewater. It would be the slush puppy. We are spoilt for choice in here. Having said that, I've really warmed to Aerosmith. I think if you wanted a game for longevity, Aerosmith would be the one. This is a cruel game. We spent cruel. We spent a lot of time on this last night. We did actually get quite a long way through. We got some decent scores on that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think you got 260 million, which I think it felt good. It felt like that was a good game.
Yes.
I think I got 200 million earlier, which again felt like I'd played okay, you know.
Yeah, and you keep the ball in play for quite some time. Scared Stiff would be. It's such a tough decision, but certainly for looks, it's got to be Circus Voltaire.
Yeah. I think with Circus Voltaire, I feel like I would clock it very quickly, and I think the same with Scared Stiff as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I think there's a little bit more of a challenge on Whitewater, but they're great. And just going on Aerosmith, because I guess we won't talk about it for a while because John's borrowing it for a while, and rightly so. Yeah. I've been so surprised with how good that is.
It's really caught you off guard, hasn't it?
It has, and it was. I mean, it's not for sale, so I just want to say that people keep asking. It's just not for sale.
I don't believe a word of it. It'll be
no.
It'll be on eBay
One day I may trade it, but it'll be for one of a very few games. Probably 2 or 3 would probably mention today, but there wouldn't be many. And even then, I possibly wouldn't because it's just so engaging. It's got such a cool toy on it. So it's not just caught me off guard, Spence. I sort of had it in my mind that I would have three games that I keep, and then a sort of rotating game which I would constantly change. And the rotating game is meant to be that one there. And now I want to keep my rotating game. But look, while people are lending you games and things like that, it actually doesn't matter. In essence, I am rotating it because that's here, and I'm going to get to play X-Men. So
it's one of the advantages of being in the privileged position to own a machine and having a group of friends that you can swap machines around with.
Yeah.
Is that you can actually scratch that itch and get another machine in there, safe in the knowledge that the one that you lend out has gone to somebody that will look after it and appreciate it. And again, it gives them an opportunity to sort of change up their collection a little bit, without having to go through the whole process of buying a machine and having to decide which one you're going to sell, which does seem a very final process, really, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. So we're lucky. We're lucky with that. That got so many lovely people, in pinball at the moment. As I say, I've got Matt's lending me a game, Keith's lending me a game, Alan's lending me a game, John's lending me a game. So lucky with that at the moment. So I'm absolutely blessed. I just want to thank, obviously I thank everyone personally. I don't wait until I do a video to thank people. I think when they lend me a game, I say thank you very much. But I do.
He never talks to them. He just rolls up with his van and takes the game away.
It's ruthless like that.
I'll thank you on film.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but but thank you, to John for inviting us around. We had a lovely time.
We did have a lovely time. We had a nice bite to eat last night. It was nice to get 4 of us together and get some 4-player games on these machines. And we taught the hind legs off a donkey.
We absolutely did, which is funny enough. That is next Stern's next pin, which is you've got to kill the donkey though. You've got to hunt the donkey with a crossbow.
I was about to say big donkey hunter, and I had to think about it just in case I was saying something out of turn.
Can I just say, when I did Alan's video, which was basically a games room tour a couple of days ago, there were comments on here where people were saying we love these videos. We love these. Now, obviously. And that's why I want to thank Alan. I want to, thank John, and obviously Dave Bishop, who we went and did his game room. We can't do these videos without access to people's machines. We can't do so much of the stuff on the channel without access to people's machines. So I just really do want to publicly thank everybody, because look, we love doing this stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Of course, we love going around people's houses
and I think it's
playing
important
pinball.
to say, if you've got a collection, it doesn't matter whether it doesn't have to be this is quite a big collection with some very, very beautiful machines in it. And even if you've got sort of 2 or 3 machines and you want to show off your pin room, give us a shout.
Absolutely.
Yeah, more than happy to come down and have a chat and play some pinball. And perhaps even have a curry and a couple of beers.
Drink your tea, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Raid your kitchen cupboards and
completely disrupt your home life.
Yeah, we call it video tax if you want. There we go. Anyway, Spence, nice one, mate. We'll be back very soon with lots more videos coming up, my friend.
We got lots of things lined up. Lots and lots of things.
So as ever, please do like and subscribe, and if you do that, share this video on your various different pinballing media, social media platforms and forums and stuff like that. It would be very, very much appreciated.